just kidding, there's like 4 more. Abusive bullshit ruined it. Oh God, oh Jesus Christ. Well, hello. Welcome back to my channel, Joshana here, to talk about some more books I'm getting rid of. I swear to God, I don't know what's been going on lately. I've just been in a purge state, apparently, with the books on my shelves. And I anticipate that this is it for the year. I mean, it's November 27th right now, and I don't know. There could be an unread book on my shelves that I pick up, that I end up DNFing or not liking and wanting to unhaul. But yeah, I don't anticipate that I'm going to be picking up that many of my like physical books that I haven't read. Time will tell though. I could come back and be like, just kidding, there's like 4 more. As far as I believe, this will be the end of the unhauls for the year. And these are all books that I have read and have been debating for a long time unhauling, and I finally I'm pulling the plug and I'm unhauling them. These first 2 I have had since college. They're nonfiction. I had them for a class and I really enjoyed the class, and because of that I've just kept them and hung on to them like, oh, these are important works. I've never reread them, and I was in college from 2004 to 2008, and I've never picked these up since then. So, methinks it's high time I can get rid of A Testament of Hope, the essential writings and speeches of Martin Luther King Jr., and then the autobiography of Martin Luther King Jr. This one I believe we read in its entirety. And I mean, these were used textbooks when I got them also. They weren't new then. But I'm pretty sure this one we did read the entire thing for the class, or at least most of it. And then this one we obviously, I mean, maybe not obviously, but she's a chunker. We didn't read all of these, but we've definitely read and studied and talked about like the more well-known ones or like more poignant ones. It was a really great class. I learned a lot. There was another textbook about Gandhi, and we touched on kind of just Gandhi's influence on Martin Luther King Jr. as far as, nonviolence and his whole thing of nonviolence. And it was a very, very interesting class. I'm very glad I took it. But yeah, I'm not going to reread this or these, apparently, because it's been about 20 years and I haven't. So they can go goodbye. These next 2 might be psychotic of me. I've done this plenty of times before, though, where I unhaul part of a series and I keep part of a series. I honestly still am debating just getting rid of the entire series, but it's whatever. And they're used, like very clearly used too. I break spines of paperbacks when I need to, and these are UK paperbacks, so you need to. But that is the first book and the second book of The Faithful and the Fallen, Malice and Valor by John Gwynne. I quite enjoyed this series overall, and when I initially read these books, I gave both of them 4 stars. I don't have a memory of these being 4 stars. Like in my memory over time, I'm like, were they 4? They might have been more like a 3.5-ish, I want to say, because these first 2 books, I do enjoy the characters overall. There's certain characters that you really hate, and there's certain characters that are kind of like annoying, but they're like likable main characters, and I'm like, you're kind of dumb. But I like the characters, and like I loved where the story went and the plot overall. And there's elements of it, even in these first 2 books, that I really like. But these first 2 are definitely kind of a slog a little bit. Like I put in my thing for this one that it was definitely middle book syndrome. And I was like, still enjoyable, but I just don't think I would give them 4 stars if I reread them. The third and the fourth book I'm holding on to just because there are moments in those books that like had me screaming while reading, like jumping up off the couch, like, oh my God, crying. I cried multiple times. Like the emotional, like visceral reaction that it got out of me is top tier. And so I'm like, if I ever reread the series, I don't think I would actually want to reread these. I would probably just want to get like a synopsis of them and just start on book 3, which is maybe crazy, but it's whatever. I just don't, when I think about rereading these first 2 books, I just go, ugh. And then this is another one that is part of a series where I already unhauled the second and the third book in this trilogy. And I kept the first one because I did love this first one. I gave it 5 stars. However, another one that over time, thinking about rereading it, I just kind of go, do I wanna? I don't think so. And it sucks because it's literally just because of one fucking character. But like, I've said it so many times, if this isn't a situation of like, I just don't like this character. This character genuinely like kind of triggered me several times throughout the series, including in the end of this first book. And that is The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. Yeah, definitely in the second and third book, way more. Dara, like, set me off. But even in the end of this first book, there were moments where I was like, oh no. Like, I can just feel the, like, anxiety, like, build in my chest, and I can just feel, like, my chest get tight. And it's not fun. It's not fun. Like, I kind of joke about it and, like, whatever, but it genuinely, like, I'm not one to lightly say, like, oh, that triggered me. Like, it legit kind of, like, triggered me a little bit. So I just, as much as I love other elements of this book and the series overall, too, it ruined it. He fucking ruined it. And his abusive bullshit ruined it. So, yeah. Just gonna get rid of that one also. And then we have an entire trilogy, one that I quite enjoyed, and I thought maybe I would reread, and like, yeah, upon reread, maybe I would like it even better, because it was a little confusing at times. But it's kind of faded out of my memory a bit. I still enjoyed it. I would still recommend it if any of the elements of it sound good. I think it's a little bit underrated. I feel like a lot more people would really enjoy this series if they picked it up. And that is, I don't even remember the name of the Amberlow Dossier. Yeah, Amberlow Dossier. The first book being Amberlow, and then Armistice, and then Amnesty. This is the third one, right? This one is so pretty, too. Like, pink is my favorite color. Pink and purple. And I just love all these colors, or covers, honestly. But yeah, I don't know. This first one I was so confused, but I liked the characters. It's not like historical fiction necessarily, because it's like alternate history. It's an entirely different world. It's not our world. It's not planet Earth. It's not the countries we know. Well, maybe it's planet Earth, I guess, but it's different countries, like names for things, different names. The geography is different, but it's very much like an alternate kind of like World War II Nazi Germany thing going on. It's not fantasy in the fact that there's no magic, there's no fantastical creatures, but it's like alternate history in like a different world. And yeah, it's like spy, subterfuge, espionage stuff, smugglers, a very like fascist, authoritarian government, people trying to like smuggle in and out of places and smuggle things in, whatever. I don't remember what I rated this first one. I didn't put it in there, but I gave this one 4, and I remember really liking this one too. Yeah, I gave this one 4 also. And I put solid finale, bittersweet. And I remember that. I remember thinking that the finale, like, they stuck the landing pretty well. It's Laura Elena Donnelly. But yeah, I enjoyed it, but it's just, I don't think I'll ever reread it, you know? It's one that I liked for what it was. I had a good enough time with it. Recommend, but not one that I'm itching to reread. Gonna put it out in the world and someone else can enjoy it. And then, I feel like you can see this shelf a little bit up here. So if you watch my videos a fair amount, you might notice something is missing up over yonder. I'm pretty sure you can see up there. And that is A Song of Ice and Fire series. So this whole sucker. I have, oh God, oh Jesus Christ. I have all of them over here. And yeah, I mean, I made a whole video. If I remember, I'll pop it up there. You can go find it if I forget. Of my experience with Song of Ice and Fire. I love this world. I still have the World of Ice and Fire book. I still have Fire and Blood, both copies. Well, 3 copies, because then I have the illustrated one also. And I thoroughly enjoy the TV show, like, obsessed. I'm always watching reaction videos to it to just, like, rewatch it over and over again. I have rewatched it myself in its entirety several times as well. And I'm sure I will many more times in my life. Fucking love it. And the first couple of books I quite enjoyed. I thought they were pretty solid. The show follows those first couple of books pretty exact. Like, there's things that are different, but by and large, it's pretty much the same. So I definitely enjoyed those a lot. And then it just kind of was unraveling from there. Even those first couple books, though, like, I enjoyed them more than the rest of them. But admittedly, George R. R. Martin, the writing is not it for me exactly. You know, beautiful craftsmanship as far as world and character development and all that shit, but sweet baby Jesus, the details that are unnecessary. Fight me. There's a lot of fucking unnecessary details, especially as it goes on. That last fucking book, A Dance with Dragons, I mean, it's not the last book if he ever finishes the rest of them, but the last book of the completed books was a painful experience. It was truly painful. My God. So yeah, I'm just like, I'm never gonna fucking reread these. I said that when I reviewed the whole series or when I talked about the whole series. I just know I'm not gonna do it. If he ever fucking finishes Winds of Winter and A Dream for Spring, I will do the Wiki of Ice and Fire chapter summary, chapter synopsis for all of these books and just skim through that bitch to get caught up with where the books are and let that be that. Because I cannot put myself through it again. And it sucks because I love the world and I love the characters. But as I said in that video, the visual medium is much better for that story, for me personally, than the written word is. So, goodbye, Song of Ice and Fire. I thought of keeping it just because I do love, like, the world so much. Like, just on principle, I should keep it. But it took up, like, this whole fucking shelf. I can make some room for some other books that I actually will like and want to reread. And that is all. Again, I think, for now, for the rest of the year, that is it, as far as I am aware and can guess. Like, comment, and subscribe if you feel so inclined and you have not already. And of course, as always, you can leave a little emoji if you just want to say hello to make your presence known. And as always, thank you so much for your time. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.